I know firsthand that I still have to avoid making this mistake almost on a weekly basis, and if I can avoid it, my progress and my, the time in between where I'm at and my goals shrinks, significantly. But if I continue making this mistake, it almost seems like it's just a moving target and I can never hit it. So let's jump over to my computer, and what you're gonna see here is 3 lanes. Now imagine that there's a little bit more traffic in these 3 lanes than there is in this picture. This is just one of the best pictures that I thought really illustrated the example the best. Now, I was on my way to the airport on Thursday. I was doing a little bit of traveling and I was late for my flight. And basically what happened was there was a bunch of traffic and I was driving in a big highway with actually 4 lanes, but we're gonna use 3 lanes for this example. And what happened is, picture me right here in the left lane, and there's a bunch of other cars just all backed up, moving maybe like 45 miles an hour, right? And I'm late for my flight, so I need to get to the airport. Now I have 2 options, right, basically. I can stay in the 1 lane and just move consistently, or I can try to, like I used to do when I was younger, and I'm sure a lot of people do this as well, and maybe even still do it. I see it. That's why, to get off on a tangent really fast, that's why I hate driving in rush hour, because you're going to see this across the board. People jump from lane to lane, trying to merge around cars, trying to get, ahead. And really, if they would have just stayed in the same lane, moving consistently, they would have probably either stayed the same with a lot less effort, or they would have been even farther along down here maybe than if they tried to merge and then got caught up by a car and then try to merge and then try to merge and try to merge and try to merge and then merge back again. Then they're all the way right here, whereas they might have been up here in the actual lane if they just stayed, or on the road, if they just stayed in the same lane and moved consistently toward the goal. And that's one of the first examples that I saw. I saw people just, ripping around on the highway trying to merge, and I would just stay in the left lane, move consistently, and I'd pass those same cars that were trying all this effort, all this excess effort that wasn't needed. And maybe that's how you feel right now. You're overworked. You're doing all this because you're trying to focus on too many things at once, instead of just mastering it. But honestly, driving and merging lanes is one of the best relational examples that I've ever thought of or ever occurred to me. And it literally hit me as I was driving in traffic, and I was literally thinking, all these people are trying to merge just to get a little bit ahead. They're spending all this excess effort that they don't need to spend that could be allocated to other, avenues in their life. Obviously, it's a metaphor. It's not specifically just for the road that I'm talking about. But you can just stay in the same lane with less effort and probably get further than if you just try to merge and continually taking on other little things, trying to get to this successful point in your life, rather than if you just pick something and tried to master it and stayed on the best example. So you might get that one, you might not. However, I have a better one. So if we hop over to the computer again, this is one that I've seen across the board and I know to be 100% true. So person A right here is most entrepreneurs. And person B is what you probably want to be. Now, I've been both people, but obviously you want to be person B. What is this? Why is there a sun on the screen right now, Brian? What are you trying to tell me? So person A is, most entrepreneurs, like I said. They have, the desire to be successful. They want to try a bunch of different businesses. But so what a lot of entrepreneurs do is they'll try a bunch of different things. And I've done this in the past. That's how I know it's a mistake. So maybe this is Shopify, and you're right here and you make a little bit of Shopify progress, but then you notice that, somebody online is making three grand every day doing private labeling, right? So then you jump over to private labeling. So you might make a little bit of progress in Shopify, and then you start making progress in private labeling, but then wait, you notice that a lot of people are investing in Bitcoin. So then you come down here and you throw some money at Bitcoin, and you make a little bit of progress in Bitcoin, but then, oh wait, no. So, now you notice that email marketing is pretty hot and you want to come down here to get in on the email marketing game. And it's just a never ending cycle. You start to, you're going to try this and you're going to try this and then you're going to try this and then you're going to try this. And it just never ever ends. And you make a little bit of progress in a bunch of different fields, but you never master anything. And you basically stay stagnant right where you are because you start moving out in a direction, but then you come back to move out in another direction. And then you come back to move out in another direction. And if you would have just taken this right here, how much effort and how much time you invested in Shopify, right? And added that to how much effort you invested in private labeling. It's simple math. And added that to how much effort you invested in Bitcoin, and just took all those little pieces of effort and time that you invested as an entrepreneur and put it all towards one business model that you knew was right for you or you wanted to make work, well, guess what? You'd be right here. You'd be person B, and you make a little bit of progress, and then you might hit a little bit of curve and you come down. And then you make another little bit of progress, and then you make more progress, and then you make more progress, and then suddenly you're all the way up here which might be, 10K a month in one business model, as opposed to 100 on your first private label product, and $50 on your Shopify store, and maybe, oh wow, you did really good, you got 1K in Bitcoin. But if you would just added all these effort pieces and put it towards one business, you would master that business. And that is the number one, literally the number one problem that I see from entrepreneurs and people making when they get into entrepreneurship across the board. Like I said, I'm not immune to this. I still fight this on the constant. It's called shiny object syndrome, and you need to avoid it. But that's literally the number one mistake that you need to avoid. You can't just continue to look around and see other people and go, oh, private labeling looks really, really easy, or business X looks really, really simple. The last thing that you want to do is try to draw and, get attracted to another business because it looks like it's more profitable, it looks like it's easier, and it looks like other people are basically doing it with less effort. Same thing with the merging of lanes. Stay in one lane and make progress in that one lane. Pick one business model and master it.